We spent a lot of time going over a sales call, and it was for a good reason. Because for the next way to attract a customer, you're going to need all that information. The value proposition, the handling objections, and so on. But now we're going to take all that and apply it to social media networking. In the previous module, we discussed Facebook as a platform for job search. But this social network works even better for finding clients. Say, in cold calling, you call a person, you catch them off guard, they have no idea who's on the other end of the phone, they may be busy or annoyed at the time, and then you start introducing yourself, offering your service, or asking them questions about their business. Facebook is a different approach. Let's say you leave a comment under someone's post in some Facebook tracking community. The person sees your comment and responds to it. You start a correspondence in the comments on a common topic, you discuss a pressing issue, and you realize he's an owner-operator. You write him a couple of short direct messages and move on to personal correspondence. Of course, by that time, he has already checked out your profile page, which is designed to portray the image of a professional dispatcher. He saw that you post interesting posts about the trucking market and read your profile description. After a while, you make him an offer. You briefly describe your services, explain what pains you can solve for him, just like in a sales script, and offer to get on a call at a convenient time. On the call, that lead is already warmed up. He feels like he knows who he's communicating with, he's already seen your photo, you already made contact. Sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds like a much easier sell. I'll give you some sound advice about using Facebook for lead generation. The first thing you should do is prepare your profile page. Be sure to add a professional photo, or preferably several, and a description of yourself or your company. If you actively use Facebook and it's filled with photo albums from school years and quotes in different languages, it's better to create a new one, specifically for business. In the feed of your professional profile page, start posting interesting articles related to the industry. You can subscribe to news channels about tracking or channels of interesting companies that actively generate content, like DAT, Truckstop, or there's also a great company called Freightwaves. Just take their content and repost it on your page. You can also repost content from outside of Facebook. Just go to a news site, find a topic of interest, copy the link and post it. If you have something to write about yourself, that's great, but not necessary. In a couple of days, your page will be primed for success and no one will ever notice that it was created very recently. Next, start subscribing to tracking-themed pages and communities. I actually left a list of communities in the lesson description for you. There are a lot of them, so when you search for communities and groups, just type in any keywords. Tracking, dispatching, loads, freight, flatbed, box truck, owner-operator, truck driver, anything you can think of. Find communities and subscribe to them. In many communities, you need to leave an application and wait until a moderator will let it through. The application may have questions like how are you involved with tracking, or how many years have you been in the industry. Just answer and wait. Applications are accepted very quickly. I've never had one that didn't get accepted. Next, begin to actively participate in discussions. There will be tons of posts of carriers looking for dispatchers. Those are the easiest customers to sign up. Just comment under their post and send them some direct messages. Just know there will be other dispatchers offering their services to them apart from you. So try to stand out from the crowd. Don't write the same copied message to everybody. Write something personalized. What works best is starting to ask them the same questions we use in a sales call. Hey, what areas do you operate in? Or what kind of loads are you looking for? What are you trying to achieve by bringing on a dispatcher, etc. Comment on other posts as well, because there will be plenty of discussions about rates, brokers, and the market in general. Try to identify your target audience, meaning try to find topics that small tracking company owners would be interested in and comment under those posts. If they reply to your comment, that's it, the ice is broken, and you can move the conversation to private messages or even to a phone call. You can put up your own post as well. It can be a post advertising your service, if the community rules don't prohibit it, or a post on an interesting topic that can engage the audience you're looking for. Here are a couple more tips for writing private messages to potential customers. If you saw a person post or comment and decided to send them a direct message right away, you don't need to add them as a friend. You can only do this if you already had enough conversations in the comments or direct and you have already established contact. Or better yet, don't add them as a friend at all and just wait until they do it themselves. If you're writing a cold private message to a potential customer, it's best to do it in multiple small messages, right? Like in a chat or in a messenger. So first message, hi, my name is Dimitri. Second message, I saw your post in the group and decided to write to you. Third message, I learned that you run reefers out of Illinois. Fourth message, I always have a lot of great loads from that area. Can we discuss potential cooperation? So you see, this way it's much better than writing one long message. It sets a relaxed tone of conversation and differentiates you from spammers who just copy the same message and send it out to everybody. If the person didn't reply to your message throughout the day, write something along the lines of, hi, I wrote to you this morning, but you didn't reply. Tell me, are you just busy or are you not really interested in communicating? Then another day later, write something like just hello or hi, are you there? After another day, make a final attempt to get the person interested in talking. You could send a voice message or make a short video. I took an Instagram sales course and the guys there recommended doing that, and actually it really works. But after 4 or 5 attempts, just leave the person alone. Chances are he's not interested, and if he really hasn't been on Facebook all this time, when he sees your video message, he'll definitely respond to you. It's unlikely that anyone else has reached out to him that way. And one last thing. Remember that Facebook might suspect you of spamming and ban your page if you send too many cold personal messages. I don't know the exact number, but for starters, try to not write more than to 10 new people per day. Over time, you can increase it a little at a time. You will not get banned for writing multiple messages to one person, but if you write to hundreds of different people in the same day, you might. There you go. The same method of networking and lead generation can be used in other social networks, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. There are plenty of tracking communities on social media and many carriers use them to look for dispatchers. If you want even more platforms, search for separate forums about tracking on the internet. Strangely enough, forums are not extinct and you can actually find clients there. Many people will look at this lesson and think, why would I even bother doing cold calling, right? I have Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. It's much easier to network and find customers there. Well, you might not like it, but cold calls are your practice of live communication with tracking companies in English. It's also your practice of selling and communicating with customers. After chatting on Facebook, you'll still need to get the client on the phone. And if he agrees to sign up, you still have to dispatch him, and that means almost every day calling each other. If you're not confident in your level of English, cold calls are your everything, your salvation, your conversation booster. If you now rate your level of English as average or below average, there are about 1,000 phone calls between you and a much higher English level. So use the tools I provide to you, use all of them, but don't underestimate cold calling. Being able to hold a professional conversation is the backbone of a good dispatcher.